Yeah! Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the frame arms girl, or the frame music girl, I should say, Sakura Miku. So I've reviewed the original version of this kit. This is the special Sakura Miku. So it's just a Sakura version of the Hatsune Miku frame music girl kit here from Kotobukiya. It's part of the frame arms girl line basically, but they just changed up the name a little bit because it's obviously Miku, so it's music girl. So ultimately this kit is going to be pretty much the same. Obviously the colors are different, the eyes color will also be different. The faces, I'll have to check if the faces are different. I think the faces might be slightly different as well, possibly. The accessories though should be the same, and then it does have difference in the parts for the hair. It's got some like cherries in her hair as well too, so it's an interesting thing. I'm not really a big Miku fan at all personally, actually, but I did enjoy the frame arms girl Miku kit. Despite its flaws, it did have some weak points, just building the kit straight out the box, but it was still a pretty nice, pretty cool kit. So I'm looking forward to checking out the Sakura version. It's a little bit late for a cherry blossom season. It's a few months past now, but better late than never. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Sakura Miku kit. You got the typical style box art here, like your normal frame arms kit. You got the addition of the Sakura Miku logo down there at the bottom, so that looks pretty nice. On the ends of the box, just got a close-up picture of her face there, and the title once again. On the side of the box there, front and back, look what the kit is going to look like when it's all painted and marked up and everything. And then the gimmick, which is, I don't know, not really much of a gimmick, just the fact that it comes with accessories there. It's got the little accessories, the mic stand, little speaker, little bots there that go along with there. And then a look at how the kit is going to look straight out of the box without any painting or anything. And as you can see, I mean, it's not that much different. Obviously it looks a little bit nicer when it's painted and lined up and everything, but the unpainted version does still look pretty nice. Around on the other side, a look at the included face parts. Again, the eye color is different for this version, pink instead of the normal blue, and then the water slide decals included with this. We'll see in a moment once we get the kit opened up. And we can see the list price over here for this kit, 5,800 yen. And without checking to be sure, I imagine that's right about the same price as what the standard version went for, but I don't know if this one is now going to be a little bit harder to find, so it's probably going to be a little bit more expensive now if you're not able to get it directly anymore. But in here we've got 12-ish bags of runners if you count all these little ones in like there like that too, and then our water slide decals. Once again, for those, you just got the eyes, these little like music button things that go on the side of her arms if I remember correctly, and then the 01, those other little flower, sakura flower there, and then the frame music girl logos there you can stick on there if you want. And then the instruction manual on the front looks just the same as the front of the box art. This is also in collaboration with Hobby Japan too as well, which is pretty cool. On the back side, you just got this nice pink gradient with the logos there. On the inside here, got just a photograph of the painted kit again there, posed just like we saw on the outside of the box, and then just the regular Miku down there. Then it's getting into the parts list. We got a couple pages of that, and then we're into construction, starting off building Miku's signature hair first. And then you just go through building up the rest of the body. Unlike other frame arms girls kits where you usually build up like the main body first and then you have to build all the extra armor and stuff on top of that. This one obviously doesn't have any extra armor, so it's just going to be pretty straightforward. Building the main body, and then you'll build all the accessories and stuff that will go along with that. So you build up all the accessories, and then a little bit of just about how to use that stuff. Just the kind of speakers there, and then the microphone. Pretty simple. We do have our decal and color guide down here at the back as well. So there's that water slide decal that goes on the side of the arm, like I mentioned. Color guide down there for all the different colors for that, pink, pink, and pink. And that's it. So let's go ahead and just get into the runners then. So first up here is our hand options. We've got closed fist, open resting hands, open expressive hands, holding hands, and trigger finger out pointing hands. We got our standard frame arm style base plate there, and two pink rods for holding up the speaker parts, I believe. Those will go attached onto these parts here. We'll skip ahead to the K runner just to show you these clear pink parts for the speaker stands. We got a handful of pre-painted parts here, the white pre-painted onto these pink parts for the skirt, and another 4 more of those for all the skirt parts, so you'll have a little bit of white pre-painted all the way around the edge of the skirt for her. And then our beautifully pre-printed faces here. You have the singing face, and then just the looking to the left face and looking to the right face. The A runner is all of our parts for the hair, and it's in this translucent pink, which I'm not sure how I feel about. I liked the translucent blue on the normal version. The translucent pink though, I don't know, I'm not sure. We'll have to see how it looks on the kit. Runner B here is a bunch of parts there in white. Runner C gonna be all of our skin tone parts for the kit. And runner D, a few more little joint parts there also in skin tone color. Runner E, some more parts in white. And then runner F, a bunch of our pink parts here for the kit. You'll see you do have the parts over here for her normal like square hairband sort of square parts there. So it looks like you can probably still use those. if you don't want to use the new cherry parts. Then runner G, a bunch more parts here in pink ABS plastic, and the same thing for runner H as well. We've got 2 of this H runner. Runner I is just going to be a couple little parts here in red, and then runner J is the parts for the side arms. These are clear parts instead of like a clear brown kind of color. Then we're skipping to runners L, 1, and M. These are our new parts for this kit, which gives us the parts in green and red for the cherries in her hair, and also this new necktie piece there, I guess, as well, for her in red also. And then lastly, runner X is a little skin tone piece there for the ball joint for her neck. So Sakura Miku is going to be very pink. I'm looking forward to getting her all built up. Let me get her snapped together and we'll see how she's gonna look. So here she is all built up, and once again was a pretty fun kit to build, even though I've built basically the same kit before. It's been a while, so it's not like I just like felt bored building the same kit again. It was nice to build another one of these kits. It's a nice kit, so I enjoyed it the first time, and it's been such a long time, I feel like. So it was once again an enjoyable build, and I would say if you're a fan of frame arms, or if you've built any of the frame arms girls kits before, you should have a pretty good idea of what to expect of this, or of course if you've seen my review of the original version of this kit, not really going to be a whole lot new, of course, so we'll kind of just focus on what's new, and a lot of that's basically just the color swap, but we'll take a look here in detail at those new parts as well. So again, pretty much all my pros and cons for this kit are going to be the same as with the original version. One thing that is kind of annoying is that this color piece doesn't want to stay down. As soon as you move anything, it just pops up all the time, which is a little bit annoying. But we have these new parts here. The cherry is, of course, on the hair. If you didn't want to use those for whatever reason, you do have the original parts here included among your leftover parts as well. They're not in, I think they were clear red if I remember correctly on the original kit, but of course you could paint those if you wanted. And then just the necktie part there you also have in white if you wanted to use that in white instead of red. But otherwise, the new colors for the face, also really nice, is basically just swapping of the eye colors, but as usual, the faces look great here from Kotobukiya. You have little tiny little detail parts like that little mic there, so you want to be careful with some of those. But the hair can move around, it's just this big chunk that can kind of move around any which way. The translucent pink here is looking pretty cool. It's a little bit strange, a little bit off-putting if you focus on it too much, but I think in overall with the look of the kit overall, I think it looks fine. It's not really too strange. And then also here on the side of the arm, the clear brown part, also going to look a lot better once you have something up underneath there, or something with it just there on its own. It looks like it's kind of missing something almost. The articulation is going to be pretty standard for a frame arms girl kit, and again, I've gone over that in the review of the regular version, but the articulation is pretty nice. You do have some seam lines on these parts here on the legs, also on the side of the leg up there above this kind of part stuck on the side of there. Seam lines on the arms as well, the upper arm, and then the lower arm here on the pink part. So it does have a fair amount of seam lines that you will have to get rid of. And you have a couple of hard point connections here on the back if you wanted to plug on any other sort of option part or stand, anything, you can use that. So of course we have our included stand, which is the pretty typical frame arms girl style stand. It's on a ball joint there at the bottom. The top is also on a ball joint, and this whole thing can move up and down along there. And these work really well, actually. They look very simple and like flimsy, but they actually work pretty well for holding up the kit. The kits aren't very heavy, so I've found that usually this is enough for doing aerial poses. We also have this part, which is gonna plug around her waist. Now, one thing I did also want to mention about those tiny little pink circle dot parts in the side there, you have 2 of those, but you have an extra one, which is good because it's such a tiny little piece. So if you were to lose one or something, you do have an extra, so just make sure you hang on to that in case you might need it. So that'll plug onto the back of the skirt and then kind of fold up around the skirt like that, or you can fold this out, as this does have quite a bit of articulation in there to be extended out like that. And again, just the neck is a little bit flimsy there, and this part just doesn't want to cooperate. And you do have an optional piece for that center part of this part, which is the same, except that this one has a hard point connection for that to plug basically onto an action base or something, or if you wanted to plug something more onto the bottom of that, I guess you could use that for that. And then other option parts here for the side of the leg, kind of as per usual with a lot of frame arms girls kits, you have this optional part there for the side of the leg, which gives you a hard point to plug on other accessories and stuff onto there. And then we've got optional arms, so you just have to take this off of here, and that'll give you a different style arm now. So it's kind of cool, and I kind of like the look of having 1 and 1 like that. Having them opposite, not being symmetrical, is kind of nice, I think, so that's a cool option to be included there as well. And then the clear music note stands here, which can be used for these little guys, which we have 2 of these. So these can, obviously with the legs on there, can just stand on their own, or you can actually combine them, or you can plug them onto the base, as they have those hard points there on the back, so you can plug them onto here like that to have them floating. Or if you take this off of here and take this off of here, you can combine them like that to have 4, or you could have 3 in 1. They're each a separate piece, so you can combine them as you like, and you could have them like rotated like that, something like that too. So it's just a fun little accessory that you can do quite a little bit with. And finally, aside from the other face and hand options, which we'll see just in use in a minute when I show you guys some different poses, is her mic stand. Of course, she's gonna need a mic stand. So this one as well has a couple of parts there to make up the base of that, and then the mic is of course removable and can be held in the hand, or you can keep it here on the stand. You can also change the angle of that there. There's a little bit of articulation for that at the top as well. So pretty simple, but effective, and of course completely necessary for a Miku kit. So I mean, aside from a handful of seam lines, which are very normal for a kit like this, and a couple of loose parts, which are also unfortunately pretty normal for frame arms girls kits, all things that are relatively easy to fix, I think it's still a pretty fun kit. Like I said, not being a fan of Miku at all, I enjoyed the first kit enough that I wanted to pick up and check out this version as well, and I enjoy this version of the kit also. Even if you're not a big fan of the character or anything, if you're a fan of this type of kit, then I think it might be worth you guys checking out as well. And honestly, I'm not sure how easy these kits are to find after their first production run. Miku being incredibly popular, I can assume that Kotobukiya doesn't produce these very often, and they're picked up pretty quickly. So if you want to get one, I would say probably move on it pretty quick wherever you're able to, and that way you can avoid having to pay a jacked up price buying one secondhand or something through some auction site or something like that. And so that would be my recommendation for you guys, but I understand this is obviously not going to be something that's for everyone. Thank you so much for watching and for all the support, guys, liking, commenting, subscribing, all of that, really appreciate it. And thank you as always to USA Gundam Store for making it all possible too, guys. If you want, you can check the link to USA Gundam Store as always down there in the video description and use my coupon code there as well. Save 10% off everything Kotobukiya, Bandai, everything there on the site. Save yourself some money. So till next time, guys, hope you're all having a great day. I'll see you later. Bye bye.